Alright guys, how's it going? We've finally got to the launch day of Elite Dangerous. This is the very first launch client. Now I'm going to go and clear my save because I want to start at the same as everybody else who's starting today. Right, nothing's changed here at least. Right, so I'm going to go into open play just to see how chaotic it is. Yeah, it could be quite interesting. Now, this is going to be a let's play. It's going to be a long let's play. I'm basically going to talk my way through just about everything, especially at the start. Whenever I do something, I'm going to explain the reasoning behind it, that sort of thing. It's really just to help, you know, some of the newer players get up to speed, and there'll be some stuff in there likely that you haven't seen yourselves, regardless of your level of play. I can be pretty thorough with these things, so this is basically what I'm going to be doing with this let's play. Right, I'm still in this annoying Trevithic dock, which I've tried restarting over and over, but I just can't seem to get out of here. I seem to be stuck in this place. Whether or not I'm stuck in this server now, I don't know. But I did a video on it, LHS 3447. I just pressed M to go into the galaxy map, right, and then I'm going to press select. Sorry, I'm going to press system view. The reason I'm getting out of here is, you start here, where this little blue thing is. But when you enter the system, you enter at this star. So, if you pick up any missions here, you're going to have to come all the way from this star to this star, then all the way over to the dot. So, I'm going to get away from this system as fast as I can. I don't want to be here. And normally, press my spacebar, go to System Services, and I would check out the bulletin board. I suppose I could do this one. Right. It's a system in Eravati, whatever it's called. Right. Now I should say my map's been set up like this. Normally when you come into the map for the first time, you'll either be on info or navigation, I can't quite remember. But you can set up different, you want this is what it'll be like, something like this, realistic. If you want to start getting onto the trade map and stuff like that, you just need to click on map and you've got all these things. I'll go over this later though. Right, so this is probably not a bad, I'm going to go to this Eravate place, or Eravati. This icon here shows that I've got a ship here. This little Cobra ship icon. Now, you can get to the system map in two ways, right? I've got my keybind set up for F1 to open up my targets menu, which is my left menu, and F2 opens up my status menu. Now, if you press F1, like I have, I'm not sure what you'll be using. You maybe have to hold down shift and then left, shift and then right. It's something you need to look at in the options. I'm going to go into the options just to show you. Right, options controls. Press escape obviously. Option controls. And it's down about here, right? Mode switches. UI focus mode. You can set this to toggle or hold. I don't really understand why this is in the game. Maybe it's for Oculus Rift or something like that. Or people who only use joysticks. Maybe. Yeah, I'm using keyboard and mouse, so I'm quite happy with just setting a keybind for my targets panel and my systems panel. I've got my comms panel set to F3 as well. Oh yeah, open galaxy map to M. You're going to be using this a lot, so just if it's not set to something like M on your keyboard, make opening the galaxy map M on your keyboard. Right. So anyway, like I was saying, resume. Right, so F1 to look to the left targets menu, and then you can select the system map or the galaxy map from here using WS or up and down. And so that is one way to look at the system map. The other way is to press M to go straight to the galaxy map, and you've got select, plot route, and system view. Right. So when you're checking out systems, just hover over it, move the mouse over. You sometimes lose the focus, yeah, because there's a lot of stars in the background and stuff like that. But if you're just careful, you can sort of mouse over in order to, you know, lets you to click on these. Right, so I'm going to click System View in this place that I'm maybe going to. This looks like a pretty decent system as well. It's an independent system, and it's got a bunch of hubs here. It's got a lot of industrial hubs. That's 1, 2, 3. One's agriculture. It's got 5 industrial hubs and 1 agriculture. The only problem I have with being in this area at all is that I never want to come to LHS 3447. It's just an annoying system, so I really just want to get away from it as quickly as I can. Right, this actual blue thing, this means that I've got a ship here. Sometimes you get icons over the orbitals that tell you you've got to deliver a mission there, or you've got to, you've already picked up a mission there and you need to go back, right? So when you see little icons above these, it normally means that there's something there that's of interest to you. I started with a free Eagle. That's what that means. This means I got a free Eagle spaceship because I was a beta buyer. People who bought the Mercenary Edition, it should be the same. You have one of these. If you want to jump into your Eagle, yeah, you go ahead. You can sell it as well. I'm not going to do that because I dislike these type of advantages. I'll come back and sell it when it no longer matters a bit further down the road. Right, so I'm probably going to go to this Aerovate place, and then I'm going to try and get out of it as much as I can. If you're interested in like heading towards Sol straight away, move up to your navigation menu. Just type in Sol, and a little arrow. Not that far away, 71 light years. But the route is unavailable, right? That means that my route planner can't get me there, which means there must be a jump somewhere that is keeping me away. I've only got a certain distance, 7.56 light years is as far as I can jump right now. So that means that somewhere along the route, I cannot make a jump between a system. So I am not able to get here until I upgrade my ship, right? Yeah. Right. In the bulletin board, I'm going to take this mission because, well, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to click home, and then I'm going to click bulletin board again. Every 5 minutes, so like every 5, 10, 15, the bulletin board messages update, or that used to be the way it was, right? So you just need to click on these to see what's here. I have to bring 2 slaves back. I'm not going to bother doing that. And they want food here. But like I said, this one would have been quite good to do. Yeah, paying 10,500 for 3 coffee is really quite nice. And I've got plenty of time to do it. But I just don't want to come back to this system. So I can take this one though, because this just means I need to transport something out of here. Right? And I'm going to head to Aerovate or Aerovate. I'm going to call it Aerovate from now on. I can take this cobalt there and I can set my base of operation from there, or I can go somewhere else, right? There's a fine of 644 credits, which means that they provide the cobalt for you, so I don't need to go buy this cobalt, right? It's provided for me. There's a reward of about 2,500 credits. All I do is accept the mission, right? Now, if I press F2, which is my status panel, I can move along to my cargo, pressing E on my keyboard, and you can see I've got 2 cobalt in my cargo hold. Capacity 2 of 4. So that means I can only carry 4 at the very start, right? There's other ways to increase your cargo capacity, but I can't see how to do it right now. So I'm going to ignore all this right now, and we're going to finally head out to this Aerovate place. Now to do that, you get your navigation menu. I could have selected it from the galaxy map, which I'm just going to show you. Yeah, I just need to click on it and click select, and you can see I've got a mission there because I've got this yellow thing. Now the second way to do it is go into your navigation. You can press A and D or D to move on to location, and if you scroll down, right, all these things here are orbitals, and here's belt clusters. This is the one that I'm currently in, LHS 3447, right? This is where I am right now, Trevithick Dock. This is another dock in the same system. All these belt clusters are asteroid belts that you can mine. This is a planet, That's another terminal around that planet. This is another planet. That's another terminal. Right, so all these little ones are planets. If it's like a star like that, right at the very left, that means that's another star. So that's the second star in the system, right? I can highlight that if I want by pressing spacebar, lock destination. Right, so if I look at the system map, this is this star, okay? This one here. Right, so I'm going to go back to that, pressing F1. Now this is a rather large system, there's a lot of stuff in here as you can see. But if you scroll down right to the very bottom, you get a list of the next systems that you can jump to. You can tell it's a system because it's got the little rings around it. Right? Now, these ones in red say excess mass. The reason it says that is I've got too much stuff in my cargo hold now to make that jump in one go. But I could probably get there by jumping somewhere else and then jumping there. That's what the route planner is all about in the map. If you see somewhere that you want to go, you can click on the route map or the route planner, and it will make a jump for you. But I'm just going to head to this Eravate place. Right, so press space, lock on the destination. It's only 4.16 light years, so it's pretty close. It's pretty close by. I think I can jump about 7.5 or something like that. Right, so I'm going to launch. You've got to get through all this at the start for the very first time as well. Just basically copy everything it says. You know, in the brackets is your key, or it'll be left and right on your joystick or whatever. You have to do that every single time you restart the game, but hopefully you won't be doing that too much. Right, if you look next to my shield icon and next to my ship icon, I've got systems, engines and weapons. You should know about these already before you come out here, but I'm just gonna put. There's a bug here that flies me back all the time and crashes me, right? I don't know why it does that, but it only happens in this dock, right? So, right, as I've said, I put 4 pips into systems down at the bottom right next to my shields. Right, and now I'm going to put 4 into engines. That means I've got 2 into systems and 4 into engines. Right? That means my shields are slightly better, they regenerate slightly faster, and I can travel at my fastest speed because I've got more points into engines, yeah? See, if I take points out of engines, you can see my speed drops, my top speed, down to 80. If I put 4 into it, I can go up to 110. Right. So, on the left-hand side, you can see Eravate, Independent Democracy. That's where I'm going, 4.16 light years. The bit below it, Trevithick Dock, is where I currently am. Right, now I need to press G to bring up my landing gear. Normally the first thing I do when I take off, pick up my landing gear, press spacebar. Gets you to boost away. In between your sensors or your sort of scanner in the middle and this system hologram thing is like your compass. You want to navigate until you've got the solid blue line, the solid blue circle, right in your sights. I need to fix my mouse because it's a little bit oversensitive. Right. Now, that's when you know. Clearly that's where I'm heading to now, right? The system that I'm heading to. Now, I just press my J key.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now, because I've got this highlighted, and I press my J key, this is going to jump me through to the system. As soon as the countdown starts, I'm going to press X. X is set speed to 0, and that means that once all this is over, once this hyperspace part's over, once I get out of the star, I will I will slow down to like my slowest speed, which is 30 meters per second. So that's set speed to 0 key that I use all the time, every time I do a hyperspace jump. Right, there's a lot of players around here, making me a little bit nervous. Right, so F1. I'm going to bring out my scanner. I'm going to fix up my scanner, right? Now, F2 to bring up the status menu and then move it across to fire groups. You can see I've got a fire group set up. This one means that if I hold down my button 1, I will I will fire those. I can also put my discovery scanner onto the same fire group, but I don't really want to do that, right? So what I do is, I can make it 2 as well, which means my right mouse button would fire my discovery scanner. I'm just going to show you that actually. Right, you can see on the left hand side on my HUD, I've got a discovery scanners out. So I hold down my right mouse button, and that noise lets you know that you've scanned something. Right, now there's another way to scan, is to scan the actual object, but I already know everything that's here, so I'm not going to bother that right now. We'll set that up. Now, if I move along to transactions, Cobalt delivery, destination Sylvester City. That's where I want to go then, right? So I'll move back to my navigation panel. Scroll up until I find this Sylvester City place. There it is. Just want to lock the destination. And again, using the little compass, you can see where the destination is. So you just throttle up. Now on the left you can see the distance and speed. I normally ignore that just now. I can have a look through players. I'll explain how I'm doing this later. I'm just getting a little bit nervous about all the players around. There's going to be a ganker here, guaranteed. What's important right now is, as I'm moving towards Sylvester City, you can see the countdown below it. 400 odd light seconds and 33 seconds. When this countdown gets to around about 8 or 7 seconds, I'm going to use set speed to 0. Set speed to 75%. 8. Now, right? I've got a keybind for setting my speed to 75%, and this should hopefully give me the perfect approach to the orbital. I'll show you these once I land, where all these things are that I'm using right now. A pretty good looking system. We've got a Terran world up there of some description, I think. Right, I'm slowing down, so I must have slowed down a little bit too early. Something else is slowing me down. I should say, looking at the scanner in the middle, the square blocks and stuff, the yellow square blocks is NPC, or the AI, and the ones that are hollow are players. The white boxes are hyperspace wakes, yeah, so that's what gets left behind when somebody does a hyperspace jump, something like that. Right, so I'm set my speed to 75% as I come in here. Countdown, once the countdown gets below 1 megameter, you can press your hyperspace key again, which is J for me. It says safe disengage ready, so I'm going to press it. Right. Now once I get within about 8 kilometres, it says 7.5, but really once you get within about 8 kilometres, press F1, move along to contacts. Select Sylvester City, request docking.
Docking request denied.
Why did it deny me? Right, I guess I'm being denied because there's too many people here already. As you can see, there's quite a few of these square. This is interesting. Yeah, there's quite a lot of these hollow boxes here, so there's probably too many people here already.
Docking request denied.
Yeah, so nobody can dock because there's already too many people docking. That's quite interesting. First I've seen that. Now, I've been playing in solo mode most of the time. Because you can sort of like avoid stuff like this and you're not getting ganked and all that stuff. Let's see how long this takes.
Docking request denied.
Theoretically this could take quite a while, yeah. When I go over these videos though, I'm going to edit out a lot of the stuff, a lot of the travelling and stuff like that, that's just getting boring over and over. I'm going to fast forward through that.
Docking request denied. Docking request denied.
Yeah. Now, if I wanted, press escape, right? And I will save and exit to the main menu. Now, if I click on start, go into solo instead of open play. Right. Just a little jump of the queue, I think.
Docking request denied.
Right. It's denied now because I couldn't approach between... I had to approach up to 7500, right? As you can see at the top left in the comms panel. So I'm going to try again.
Docking request granted.
Right. My landing gear. Right, you can tell when you're facing the number like that, it means that you're coming in at the wrong side. Right? So there's a couple of things you can do. You can do a loop. Now, if you move the throttle to the blue zone, you're at your most manoeuvrable, right? Now, I use that a lot, and I use set speed to 0 just to bring me to a stop. And my thrusters to my left. I can thrust right as well. I find it easier if you actually just point down to round about the circle on the landing zone. Just going to take my time here. Set speed to 0 once you're hovering over it. And I just use my downward thrusters to thrust down. By the way, on the right hand side you can see mass locked and landing gear. Landing gear is pretty obvious. Mass locked means I'm near something very big like the station or a bigger ship. Right, so starport services. Once again, the first thing you do, go to the bulletin board. Now, when it's doing this, it's connecting to the server. I'm pretty sure about that. And it's taking its time. This is launch day. I mean, the game only just launched 28.5 minutes ago, right? So this is not really surprising. I'm surprised it's not actually done it before now, actually. Right. Let's see if open play works now that I've landed. It's probably going to put me outside of it. No, I'm still here. Right. Yeah, you can refuel 10% or refuel all. I normally just hit refuel all. Same with repair and reload if I need to. Right, so bulletin board. I can deliver the cargo. 2 cobalt. Nice and easy, 2,500. Now, all of this stuff shows what's happened, right? I haven't decided yet what affiliation I'm going to go with. There's the Federation, there's the Empire, and there's the Alliance. I'm probably going to go the Alliance, which is like independence. But just delivering this has given a benefit to these two places, alright? This LHS, the place at the left has got a benefit because of me delivering this cargo, right? And this faction has got a benefit as well. And I have gained 1% influence with them. So if I keep on doing missions for this Eravati network, I will eventually gain more influence with them and my reputation will increase. Right, that would have been a good one to do. I've got a I've got a mission to obtain cobalt and bring it back, but I'm not going to do that. Looking for freelance employment consultants. This is a slavery one. It pays an awful lot, but 51,000 credits. But the chances of you finding 2 slaves around here, not that high, and they're probably going to cost quite a lot as well. Right, scrap haulers. Yaka Boogie. Right, I might go here and do this one. This pays quite a lot. Almost 4,500 credits for only delivering 2 scrap. So where is Yaka Boogie? Let's have a look at the map. Right, there it's right there. No, it's not. Here it's here. Again, it's Federation. I'm trying to get out of the Federation stuff, but early on in the game, these are probably most of the missions that are going to make you money, yeah? So let's move over to have a look at the system view. It's a nice and small system. Well, it's a large system planet-wise, but it's a small star, and you've got a refinery, another refinery, and another refinery. So 3 refineries. Refineries basically make metals, yeah. Right. So I'm definitely thinking about doing that one. There's nothing here. Right, there's some available but unobtainable missions, right? The reason for that is I don't have the cargo space, right? Quantity of 8, I can only carry 4 cargo space if you remember. There are ways to increase it though, yeah? But I'll go into that whenever I think that there's something worth doing. That one's the same. I don't have 6 cargo space. These other ones, reputation gains for delivering stuff like non-lethal weapons. You need to go buy those and bring them back. You don't get paid for it, but you get a reputation gain out of it. Yeah? It's a good way to increase your reputation without getting paid. These ones require no cargo space, but sometimes they don't trust you enough. You've got to gain more reputation before you can do certain missions with certain factions. I'm not going to do that because it's not really paying an awful lot. 700 credits. I've got 3,500 here, right? I'm going to take this one because this is good. This is paying a lot for just delivering 2 scrap to this place. Right, so I'm going to accept that. I've got 3.5 hours to do it. The jump distance is under 7 light years, so I can make it in 1 jump currently. And we'll just prove that by going into the map. And there it is. And it's quite close to the bottom, as you can see, 6.94 light years. So if I get much more in terms of cargo space, it may get too far away. Let's go to the commodities market and see. Right, the commodities market is where you buy and sell all your goods, yeah? Pretty simple. Sell price, buy price. Cargo is how many you've currently got. Demand is what they demand for it. It's how much demand they've got for an item. Supply is how much supply they've got of an item. The galactic average is what is paid on the galactic average for that item. Right. So, for example, food cartridges here. This place supplies food cartridges. It sells a lot of them. You can sell them to them for 34 credits, or you can buy them off them for 45. And the galactic average is 112. So the galactic average is like 2.5 times what the food cartridges are to buy. You're still only going to be making 80 credits profit per ton, which is not an awful lot. Right, up the top here, wealthy industrial economy. Industrial economies make machines, yeah? What they do is they get metals, and the metals come from, you can't see here, but the metals come from ores and extraction orbitals. Finally get here, and these places create machines which you can then take back to certain places. Now, where was it I was heading to? I was heading to Yakabugai. I just used plot route there, so as you see, it's 2 jumps anyway for some reason. Why is it doing that? Can't make that in one jump. Pretty sure I can. Right, I'm just going to select it. Right, system view. Like I said, there's a refinery and industrial economy here, right? So they make machines as well as refining the ores. And this one's the same, refinery and industrial, refinery and industrial. It's hard to say exactly what they're going to want import and export wise. They're going to need ores, which end in "ite", so you've got gallite and stuff like that. It says they're importing platinum, palladium and gold. That's because it's industrial as well, I think. I'll go over that in another video some other time. What I'm just going to do is buy some scrap, because it's cheap. I'll buy 2 more scrap actually.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Right, so my cargo hold's at max. I can still make that jump, but I couldn't make it to this second bottom one now because I would have had excess mass. But I'm okay, I can still make that jump. Right, one last check at the bulletin board before I leave. There's a bunch more available missions here. This would have been a good one, but I don't know if there's going to be any cobalt anywhere. So I'm not going to take it. And that one's a slave one. Something like this, 150,000 credits to kill Pythagoras. I'm not sure, we're not quite ready for doing these type of missions. There's a long time left to do it. But he's probably flying a much bigger, better ship than what you've got. So you've no chance of killing him right now, yeah? Kill 2 pirates. Stuff like this is probably doable. It's something I'll consider a bit later on. Yeah. Right. I'm going to launch. Is somebody else taking off?
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Landing gear down. Sorry, landing gear up. Now this insufficient energy just means that, my pips that I put into engines, sorry, that needs to go all the way up to the top again so that I can boost again.
Frameshift drive charging.
If you want to improve the time in which that counts up, then you need to buy a better power distributor. I'll get into all this as I do it though.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So set speed to 0 again. This place hasn't been scanned, so I'm going to scan it once I get here using my discovery scanner. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to go into my fire groups, and instead of using it on my same beam, my pulse laser fire group, I'm going to move it into a fire group of its own, right? So 1 means left mouse button, 2 means right mouse button. But now that I've set up a new fire group, I need to be able to change the fire group. So that's in options, controls, and we're looking for weapons, right? You've got cycle next fire group and cycle previous fire group, right? So you can use whatever you want here. You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard, something like that. I've got mouse 4 set up for cycling my next fire group, and also numpad 8. Right, so I'm just going to click cancel. Now, if I click my mouse forward, you can see on the right hand side of my HUD, I'm switching between my lasers and my scanner. So go to the scanner, hold down my fire button. My scan's complete. Right, so back to delivering scrap to Aristotle Gateway. So same again as the last time, you just select Aristotle Gateway. Look for the solid blue dot, and off we go.
Frameshift charge detected.
Now once it gets to 7 seconds, set speed to 75%. I said I was going to show you that, I'll do it this time when I land. All these keybinds and stuff that I'm using. It should be pretty easy to find them, but I want to go over it at least once anyway, yeah? These unidentified signal sources are quite interesting. I'll talk about them later as well. There's actually quite a lot to cover in this game, and I think the best way to do it is just do it as I basically come across it. So that's about the only way I can really think about doing this. It's an interesting looking planet. There's not much feature to it. Right, the reason I came round this way was because I want to try and stay out of its orbit. Because that can slow you down if you get too close to the planet. So same again, once I'm within 1 megameter, I'm going to press J. And once again, getting within about 8 kilometers. Request docking.
Request denied.
I'm denied again because there's too many people here.
Docking request granted.
Right, so somebody just took off. It's pretty smart actually, you can see him there, yeah? Just took off. And that's why I can now land. Landing pad 2. You need to be careful about these landing pads, by the way. Sometimes you see 2 at the same time. Maybe a landing pad 1 and landing pad 3. And if you land at the wrong one, then yeah, hell mend you basically. Yeah, I'm coming in the wrong side again, so I'm gonna go all the way around this. I think I've overshot it.
Gear deployed.
Yep, not the most awesome bit of landing. You can always just stop right over it and spin in the spot, yeah? I try to do slightly more impressive landings than that most days now though.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Now normally you get a little circle thing that shows you when you're over it, but I didn't get it there, so I'm just going to assume that's a bug. A very nice view of the planet, although it's not much of a planet. Right, so starport services. I'm going to check out, well, I'm going to refuel all, check out the bulletin board. Nice and easy, almost 5,000 for that. Right, now, if you remember, I bought another 2 scrap from the commodities market. So, I could go and sell it here, but it's always smart to actually check and see if there's another mission for it, right? Because somebody here might be wanting to scrap, and they will pay double to 3 times what the actual commodities market pays. Maybe even more than that. Right, like had I had Indite, that would have been great. They really seem to be wanting Indite here. 3447, that's where I'm not going. These ones, a little work on the side. This is looking for stolen goods. They want toxic waste. Goods must be prohibited at this port, and goods must be stolen. So that's a new one. This goods must be prohibited at this port is a new one. And it tells you that it's considered illegal. You could probably have figured that one out. Right. Now, most of these unavailable ones, this one's got a quantity of 5. I may actually end up taking this one. I won't take this one because this orbital doesn't have a shipyard and it doesn't have an outfitting. It's got no outfitting, no shipyard. So I can't actually improve my ship while I'm here. So really, I'm just looking for something to get away from here. And there doesn't look like there's an awful lot. I've been blabbering away now for a good 40 minutes, so I'm going to take a break at this point, and when I come back, with a bit of luck, there may be something else in the bulletin board that can set me on my way. I'll have a look at this, see how this video's going, clean it up a bit, and hopefully we'll see you later.